Hello guys, in this video we are going to see about the conductance of electricity through electrolytic solutions, and we are going to see some basic terms related to the electrolytic conductance. So before we move on to the conductance of electrolytic solutions, let's see what are electrolytic solutions and how do they conduct electricity. Taking any substance, depending upon their nature to allow electricity to flow through them, we can classify those substances into two categories: conductors and insulators. Conductors are the substances which allow electricity to flow through them, while those which do not permit the flow of electric current are called insulators. When it comes to conductors, they can be broadly classified into two types. They are metallic conductors and electrolytic conductors. See, metallic conductors are metals which can conduct electricity. They can conduct current, whereas electrolytic conductors are electrolytes in fused state or an aqueous solution of any compound. Say for example sodium chloride. If it is in fused state or an aqueous solution, it can conduct current. Then we call that aqueous solution or fused state of the substance as electrolytic conductor. And in the case of metallic conductor, the conduction of current is done by the movement of electrons. When the electrons move through the metals, then electricity is conducted. But in the case of electrolytic conductors, the electricity is conducted by the movement of ions. So here when the electrons move, current is conducted, but in the case of electrolytic solutions, when the ions move, current is conducted. In the case of metallic conductors, the conduction of current by the conductor decreases with an increase in temperature. Because as the temperature increases, the electron starts vibrating. So that vibration of electrons disturbs the continuous flow of the electrons, and which in turn disturbs the conduction of current. So as the temperature increases, conduction by metallic conductors decreases. But in the case of electrolytic conductors, conduction increases with an increase in temperature, because as the temperature increases, the movement of the ions increases, so the conduction of current also increases. Here in the case of metallic conductors, no chemical change takes place. In your house you could see the wires connecting different electrical appliances. When current is flowing through that copper wire, you cannot see any chemical change happening. So no chemical change takes place in the metallic conductors, whereas in the case of electrolytic conductors, chemical changes take place. We will be seeing about this electrolytic conduction in detail. Before that, we will be seeing few basic terms related to this electrolytic conductors. The examples of metallic conductors are copper, silver, zinc, and electrolytic conductors are NaCl, KCl, NaOH and HCl. Now we will see those basic terms which we will be using while we talk about electrolytic conductors or generally conductors. When we are talking about the conduction of current through a conductor, certain terms are used to define or explain about the conduction and also about the conductor. The first term is cell constant, which is represented as G star. Cell constant is equal to L by A. L is the length of the conductor and A is the area of cross section of the conductor. So L by A gives you the cell constant, and the unit of cell constant is centimeter inverse. This is the unit of cell constant, it is centimeter inverse, and cell constant is represented as G star. So length is L, area of cross section is A. And the second term is resistance, which is represented as R. Resistance is equal to rho L by A. Rho is called as the resistivity. So R is equal to rho L by A. The unit of resistance is ohm. You would have studied about all this resistance in physics. So we are not going to go very deep into it. We are going to just take those terms that we would be needing using for chemistry. So resistance, it is the resistance offered to the flow of current, and that is equal to rho L by A, and the ohm is the unit of resistance, and this symbol is often used. And the next term is specific resistance or resistivity. Specific resistance or resistivity is represented by rho, and rho is equal to R A by L. From this you can get rho. So rho is equal to R into A divided by L. And the unit of resistivity is ohm centimeter. So ohm centimeter is the unit of resistivity. And resistivity is also called as specific resistance. The next term is conductance, which is represented as G. Conductance, it is the ease with which the electron flows through the electrolyte. If you are taking an electrolyte, the ease with which the current can flow through it is given by this value, conductance. So as the value increases, which means the electrolyte can conduct the current in a better way. So conductance is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. So G is equal to 1 by R. So the unit of conductance is ohm inverse, and or it can also be called as MHO, the inverse of ohm. And you have an SI unit for conductance, which is Siemens, SIEMENS, and it is represented by capital S. And the next term is specific conductance or conductivity, which is represented as kappa. We call this as kappa. Kappa is nothing but reciprocal of resistivity. See, reciprocal of resistance is conductance, reciprocal of resistivity is conductivity, or also called as specific conductance. We will see the definition of specific conductance, conductance and molar conductance in the next slide. And last term is molar conductance or molar conductivity, and it is represented as del M. So del M is equal to kappa into 1000 by concentration. This concentration is molarity. When you express the concentration of the solution in molarity, then the formula to calculate molar conductance is kappa into 1000 by M. And the unit for molar conductance is ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse. Same way for kappa it is ohm inverse centimeter inverse, and in SI units it is Simon meter inverse. And these are all the units of molar conductivity or molar conductance. See, ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse, which can be represented like this, or in SI units Simon meter square mole inverse. So we will be seeing all these units, how to do this calculation in detail. So before going into that, we will define what is conductance, specific conductance and molar conductance. So the first term is conductance, which is represented as G. It is a measure of the ease of flow of current through a conductor. And the next term is conductivity, which is represented as kappa. Conductivity is also called as specific conductance. It is the conductance of a solution of an electrolyte enclosed in a cell which has a volume of 1 centimeter cube of the solution of that electrolyte. So if this is the box in which the solution is present and the volume is 1 centimeter cube, then conductivity is the conductance of this solution enclosed in this cell. And the next one is molar conductance. Now the question is, we have conductivity. Here itself we can talk about the current conducted by a electrolytic solution. Then what is the need for one more term like molar conductance? The main difference in the conductivity of the metallic conductors and those of electrolytes. Just now we have seen what are metallic conductors and electrolytic solutions. In that conduction, we have to consider the concentration of the electrolytes also, but in the case of metals we don't have anything like concentration or the quantity of the solution. But in the case of electrolytic solution, we have to consider the concentration of the electrolytes also. Actually, the current is carried by the ions and their conducting power depends upon the number of ions per unit volume of the electrolyte or on the concentration of the electrolyte. So, if we have to compare the conductivity of two solutions of different electrolytes, it is very essential that they have the same molar concentrations. So, we have molar conductance. So, molar conductance is defined as the conductance of all the ions produced by 1 gram mole of the electrolyte in solution. See, it is the conducting power of all the ions furnished by or given out by 1 mole of an electrolyte present in a definite volume of the solution, and that is represented as del M. Say for example, if you want to compare the conducting power of NaCl and KCl solution, In the case of comparison, you have to take 1 mole of KCl and 1 mole of NaCl in a fixed volume. Both should have same volume, and then measure their conduction. Then only you can compare their values. If you are doing that, then the unit that we use here is molar conductance. I mean, the term that we are using here is molar conductance. So molar conductance is the conducting power of all ions furnished by 1 mole of an electrolyte present in a definite volume of the solution. Now let's see how to find out or calculate this molar conductance. What are the steps involved in calculating this value? Just now we have seen all the relationship between kappa, resistance and molar conductance. So to find out molar conductance, you need kappa, which is conductivity. So to find out conductivity, you need resistance. So we are going to go step by step, starting from the resistance. So we are going to see how to find out the resistance of an electrolytic solution. Now look here, this is the relationship between conductivity and resistance. The conductivity kappa is equal to L by A into 1 by R. What is L by A? G star, which is nothing but cell constant into 1 by R. So to do this calculation, you need L by A and you need R. So to find out L by A, we are taking a solution whose conductivity is already known. Look here, how to calculate G star, which is cell constant. First step is by measuring the resistance of the cell containing a solution whose conductivity is already known, which means you are taking a solution whose kappa is already known. For this purpose, we usually take a standard solution of KCl because its specific conductances, that is kappa, is at different temperatures and concentrations are available. You can see a tabular column in your book which gives you the specific conductance value, kappa value for KCl for different concentration at different temperature. So if you know the kappa, you can find out the resistance of that electrolytic solution. Now I'll show you how to find out that resistance. So once you know the resistance, you can calculate G star. G star is equal to L by A. It is represented as L by A, and that is equal to resistance into kappa. Kappa you can get from the tabular column, and resistance you will be calculating using the Wheatstone bridge that I will show you now. So you can calculate cell constant from electrolytic solution whose kappa is already known by calculating that resistance. So from cell constant you can calculate the resistance also, and from resistance you can calculate conductivity. So don't get confused here. You are taking a solution whose conductivity is known. From that you are calculating the cell constant. Using that cell constant, you are calculating the conductivity of the unknown solution by finding out the resistance. So everything is interconnected. So now let's see how to find out the conductivity, that is kappa of an unknown solution whose kappa is not known, and how to do that. So to find out the kappa, which is the conductivity of a solution, of an electrolytic solution, the step 1 is to find out the resistance. But for measuring the resistance of an electrolytic solution, two problems arise. The first one, you cannot use direct current, because if you use direct current, it will change the composition of the electrolytic solution, because when you pass this direct current through a metallic wire, no chemical change will take place. But in electrolytic solution, when you pass direct current, there will be some changes. So we cannot use direct current. And the second problem is, when you take this Wheatstone bridge, you would have studied about this in physics, you can find out the resistance of an unknown, of a metallic wire whose resistance is unknown by connecting it in the fourth arm. But here we are talking about electrolytic solutions. How to connect that solution to this bridge? So both these problems are solved. The first problem is solved by using an alternating source of current. We are not going to use direct current, we are going to use AC current. And the second problem can be solved by using this apparatus called conductivity cell. You can fill the electrolytic solution in this cell, which is made of glass consisting of electrodes, and then connect this in the Wheatstone bridge. This Wheatstone bridge is used to calculate the resistance of the electrolyte in the conductivity cell. So this Wheatstone bridge consists of two resistance R3 and R4 that are known resistances, and you have a variable resistance R1 and a conductivity cell with the unknown resistance R2. So this here the conductivity cell with the electrolytic solution whose resistance is to be calculated is connected here, and this is a variable resistance which you can change, and these two are the known resistance, the fixed resistance. After setting up this circuit, the jockey is moved along the wire so that the sound in the earphone is reduced. Actually, this apparatus is provided with an oscillator and a detector. This P is the detector. You would have studied in physics with a galvanometer. Here we use it with a detector. The detector may be a headphone or some other electronic device. When you move the jockey along the stretched wire, the sound in the earphone is reduced. The null point is reached when the sound is the minimum. So when the null point is reached, then we say the bridge gets balanced when no current passes through the detector. And remember one more thing, you need not go into the working of Wheatstone bridge. If in chemistry, you can just understand what relationship is used to calculate the unknown resistance of this electrolytic solution in the conductivity cell. That's enough. Knowing in detail about the working and the principle, you can learn in physics. So when the bridge gets balanced, now under these conditions, we have a relationship, a principle based on this Wheatstone bridge. When no current flows through the detector, then unknown resistance R2 is equal to R1 into R4 by R3. And what is R1? It is a variable resistance which you were adjusting using that jockey, and R3 and R4 are the known resistance. So now using this relation, we have calculated the resistance of that electrolytic solution. Now you know cell constant, that just now I have told you how to find out G star. You know cell constant, and now we have calculated resistance using the Wheatstone bridge. Now next step is to calculate the conductivity kappa. Kappa is equal to cell constant by resistance. So what is cell constant? G star divided by R is equal to, you can write G star as L by A also. So L by A into 1 by R will give you kappa, conductivity. So from resistance you can use this formula to find out conductivity. You can find out cell constant by using L and A value. If you know the length of the conductor, which means the electrolytic solution, and the area of cross section, then you can use the formula L by A to find out the cell constant. Now next step is to calculate the molar conductance or molar conductivity, which is del M. Now del M is equal to kappa into 1000 by molarity. You know kappa from this step, multiply it by 1000. I'll show you why we are doing this 1000. Actually del M is equal to kappa by concentration, kappa by C. So doing this calculations for unit conversion, we use this formula kappa into 1000 by molarity as a common relationship. Now these are all the units of molar conductancy: ohm inverse, centimeter square, mole inverse, Simon centimeter square, mole inverse, Simon meter square, mole inverse, and this where we use Simon meter square mole inverse is the SI unit, and the relationship between this and this, which means the centimeter square and meter square is equal to 1 Simon meter square mole inverse is equal to 10 power 4 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So we have used Wheatstone bridge and conductivity cell to find out the resistance, and from that we are calculating conductivity, and then we are calculating molar conductance. And now let's have some clear understanding about this units used here for molar conductance. As I told you, molar conductivity is equal to kappa by C. If kappa is expressed in Simon meter inverse, this kappa is expressed in Simon meter inverse, and concentration is expressed in mole meter per minus 3, then units of molar conductivity is Simon meter square mole inverse. Just now I told you there are three units. One unit here it is given Simon meter square mole inverse. When will you have this unit? When the kappa value is expressed in Simon meter inverse and concentration is expressed in mole meter per minus 3. You should know this, see this relationship. 1 mole meter per minus 3 is equal to 1000 liter per meter cube into molarity, which is expressed in mole per liter. Therefore, del m to be expressed in Simon meter square mole inverse, kappa divided by, using this relationship, you get 1000 liter meter per minus 3 into molarity mole per liter. And next one, if kappa is expressed in Simon centimeter inverse, here it is Simon meter inverse. If kappa is expressed in Simon centimeter inverse and concentration in mole centimeter per minus 3, here mole per minus 3, mole meter per minus 3, here mole centimeter per minus 3, then units of del m are in S Simon centimeter square mole liter inverse, sorry, mole inverse, not liter inverse. So see here, this is meter square, centimeter square. If your del m is expressed in this unit, then kappa is in this unit, concentration, which is the molarity, is in this unit, then you can calculate del m like this. Kappa into 1000 divided by molarity, using this relationship again. Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Just now I told you what is the relationship between Simon centimeter square mole inverse and Simon meter square mole inverse. 1 Simon meter square mole inverse is equal to 10 to the power 4 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So here the 1000 comes in the numerator when you do the conversion from meter to centimeter. So these are the two different unit conversions which we use for the calculation of del m. So usually we use the formula kappa into 1000 by molarity if you want the units in Simon centimeter square mole inverse, depending upon in what unit kappa and concentration are given. So if you want to calculate del m with this unit, then we use this formula. If you want to calculate del m with this unit, we use this formula. It is just unit conversion. So now let's see a few examples. Resistance of a conductivity cell filled with 0.1 mole liter inverse KCl solution is 100 ohm. So the resistance is given. So R is equal to 100 ohm. If the resistance of the same cell when filled with 0.02 mole liter inverse KCl solution, then it is equal to 520 ohm. So the resistance is 520 ohm when the concentration is 0.02 mole inverse, and resistance is equal to 100 ohm when concentration is equal to 0.1 mole liter inverse. And now calculate the conductivity and molar conductivity. What is conductivity? Kappa. Molar conductivity is del m of 0.02 mole liter inverse KCl solution. So they are asking you to find out kappa and del m for 0.02 mole liter inverse KCl solution. What is the formula for kappa? Kappa is equal to G star by R. Del m is equal to kappa into 1000 by C. Now I'll show you that unit conversion. So the step 1 is to calculate the cell constant, because we want G star to find out kappa. So cell constant is equal to kappa into R. Now remember, cell constant is a constant value for a given conductivity cell. So no matter what concentration of the solution you are taking, the cell constant will be the same because it is a constant. So you can use the kappa which is given for 0.01 molar concentration solution and the resistance for that to find out G star. So you are using this resistance and this concentration and this kappa value to find out the G star value. So G star is equal to, what is kappa? 1.29 Simon per meter. So now I am going to do the calculation with centimeter. I am going to get the del m value in centimeter square. So I am converting this 129 meter into, now look here, 1.29 Simon per meter into 100 ohm, which is the resistance. I am getting 129 meter inverse, and I am converting this into 1.29 centimeter inverse. So meter to centimeter I am converting. Now I am going to use this value for the further calculation. Now the next step is to find out the conductivity, kappa. So conductivity is going to be calculated for this concentration. So kappa is equal to G star by R. The kappa that we used here is for this concentration. We use that to calculate the cell constant. Now using that cell constant to calculate the kappa of this concentration, which is 0.02. So G star by R. G star just now we calculated 1.29 centimeter inverse divided by, you have to use this resistance because we are talking about this concentration. So 520 ohm. So the answer is 0.248 into 10 to the power minus 2 Simon centimeter inverse. Ohm is the Simon is the SI unit. So instead of ohm you can use Simon centimeter inverse, which is the SI unit of conductivity, kappa. So the next step is to calculate the molar conductivity, which is del M. So I've told you molar conductivity we are going to calculate in centimeter square, Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So what formula we usually use? Kappa into 1000 divided by molarity. So kappa into 1000, which is expressed in centimeter cube liter inverse by mole liter inverse. Just now I have explained you this relationship. So del M is equal to, we have found the value of kappa to be 0.248 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 1000 divided by 0.02, that is the concentration given. So you get a value of 124 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. And alternatively, for example, I don't want centimeter square, I am going to calculate it in meter square. Now look here. So I can... You should be very careful with these unit conversions while doing the calculations. So now let's move on to the examples. The first example is the resistance of a conductivity cell filled with 0.1 mole liter inverse KCl solution is 100 ohms. So they've given you the resistance of a conductivity cell and the concentration of the solution in that conductivity cell is this, and the resistance is 100 ohm. If the resistance of the same cell when filled with 0.02 mole liter inverse KCl solution is 520 ohm, calculate the conductivity and molar conductivity of 0.02 mole liter inverse KCl solution. So they have given you the resistance of this concentration KCl solution to be 100 ohms, and they are asking you and they are giving you the resistance of the same cell when the concentration is 0.02 to be 520 ohm. Now they are asking you to calculate the conductivity, which is kappa, and molar conductivity, which is del M, for the 0.02 concentration KCl solution. And moreover, they have given you the conductivity of 0.1 mole liter inverse KCl solution to be 1.29 Simon per meter. Now let's first write down all the given values. R is equal to 100 ohm, which is the resistance for the concentration 0.1 mole liter inverse, and the kappa value for that is 1.29 Simon per meter. And they have given you one more resistance value. R is equal to 520 ohm for the concentration 0.02 mole liter inverse. Now the question is to find out kappa and del M for the concentration 0.02 mole liter inverse. Now what is the formula to find out kappa? Kappa is equal to G star by L. So to find out kappa, you want G star. What is G star? It is cell constant. And remember one thing, when we say cell constant, it is a constant value for a given conductivity cell. We have seen a picture for the conductivity cell when we learned about Wheatstone bridge. So that conductivity cell has a constant value, that is the cell constant value, and no matter what is the concentration of the solution you're taking, the cell constant will be the same. So you can use the resistance and the kappa of this to find out the cell constant. So you know the resistance 100 ohm and the kappa is 1.29, and the formula to find out the cell constant is kappa into R. So G star is equal to 1.29 Simon per meter into 100 ohm. So that gives you a value of 129 meter inverse. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the kappa calculation, del M calculation with centimeter. So I'm converting this 129 meter inverse into 1.29 centimeter inverse, dividing it by 100 to convert meter to centimeter. Now I'm going to find out the next value, which is conductivity. Kappa is equal to G star by R. Now G star is 1.29 centimeter inverse and the resistance is 520 ohms. Why am I taking this value? Because in the question, the conductivity of 0.02 mole liter inverse KCl solution is asked. So you are supposed to take the resistance of that electrolytic solution's concentration. So you should be careful while you are substituting all this value. So 1.29 centimeter inverse divided by 520 ohm. So that gives you a value of 0.248 into 10 to the power minus 2 Simon centimeter inverse. So I found out one value, which is conductivity. Next step is to find out the molar conductivity. So to find out molar conductivity, the formula is kappa into 1000 by concentration. I told you we are going to find out the values in centimeter square, Simon centimeter square mole inverse. And I've told you just now, when you want to calculate the del m value in Simon centimeter square mole inverse, kappa should be expressed in Simon centimeter inverse, and the concentration should be expressed in mole centimeter per minus 3. So for that conversion, you will multiply 1000 here. So del m is equal to kappa's value just now we found out, 0.248 into 10 to the power minus 2 Simon centimeter inverse into 1000 centimeter cube liter inverse divided by the concentration 0.02 mole liter inverse. So you're getting a value of 124 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So this is the molar conductivity value. And one more way of finding this out is expressing the values in meter square. Now see, kappa is equal to G star by R. We found out the G star value 129 meter inverse. For this purpose, we converted that 129 into 1.29 centimeter inverse, but here we are going to substitute in the meter inverse unit itself. So 129 meter inverse divided by 520 gives me 0.248 Simon meter inverse. So that can be equal to 248 into 10 to the power minus 3. Without decimals I am writing. So I am multiplying it with 10 power minus 3, converting this. So Simon centimeter inverse. So I found the kappa value, and now I am going to find out molar conductivity. Molar conductivity is equal to kappa by concentration. And what is the kappa value that I found? 248 into 10 to the power minus 3 Simon meter inverse divided by the concentration. We know the concentration should be expressed in mole meter per minus 3, because we want the del m value in Simon meter square mole inverse. So for that conversion, you are multiplying 0.02 mole liter inverse with 1000. So 1000 into 0.02 will be in the unit mole meter per minus 3. So substitute that value here. So you are getting 124 into 10 to the power minus 4 Simon meter square mole inverse. See these two values. This is 124 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Here also you are getting 124, but into 10 to the power minus 4 Simon meter square. Here it is centimeter square mole inverse. So you should be careful with these conversions. So we'll see one more problem. The electrical resistance of a column of 0.05 mole liter inverse NaOH solution of diameter 1 centimeter and length 50 centimeter is 5.55 into 10 to the power 3 ohm. So they have given you the resistance of this concentration of NaOH 0.05 mole liter inverse, and it is taken in a column, and the length of the column is 50 centimeter and the diameter is 1 centimeter. Calculates its resistivity, conductivity and molar conductivity. What is resistivity? Resistivity is rho. And they are asking you conductivity, which is kappa. Molar conductivity is del m. First, to find out resistivity, the formula is R A by L. What is A? Area of cross section. L is the length. Length is given, but area is not given, but instead it is given as diameter. And the formula to find out area we have to apply, and then we have to find out area. Now see, diameter is equal to 1 centimeter, radius will be equal to 0.5 centimeter, because the formula to find out radius is pi r square. So you need radius, or you can directly use this diameter, because r square anyways you will get the same value. So L is equal to 50 centimeter. Now I'm going to express all the values in meters. So I'm going to change this 50 centimeter into 0.5 meter. The resistance is given as 5.55 into 10 to the power 3 ohm. Now let's calculate resistivity, kappa and molar conductivity in terms of meter. See, resistivity rho is equal to R A by L. R is given in the question, 5.55 into 10 to the power 3 ohm into area of cross section is 0.785. Let me show you the area calculation. and then we will come back to this calculation. See, to find A is equal to pi r square. Area, you're going to find out the area of the column. So 3.14 into 10 to 0.5 square. R value was 0.5. So the area is 0.785 centimeters square. If you want that in meters square, so 0.785 into 10 to the power minus 4 meters square. Converting centimeter to meter. Now to find out rho, first we are going to do it in terms of centimeter and then we will move on to meter. So R is equal to rho L by A, which we know already. So from that, rho is equal to, rho is the resistivity, rho is equal to RA by L. R value is given in the question and A value just now we have found out. You are taking this value because we want it in centimeter, divided by 50 centimeter, which is given in the question. So you're getting the rho value to be 87.135 ohm centimeter. So the next you have to find out kappa. Kappa is equal to 1 by rho. Reciprocal of resistivity is conductivity. Same way reciprocal of resistance is conductance. So you can just take the reciprocal of this 1.87.135. You're getting the answer 0.01148 Simon centimeter inverse. See, ohm, the SI unit, we can use this. So kappa's unit is Simon centimeter inverse. Next step is to find out molar conductance. Molar conductance is equal to kappa into 1000 by concentration. You know that centimeter formula. So you substitute this value, kappa value, into 1000 centimeter cube liter inverse divided by the concentration, which is given in the question, 0.05 mole liter inverse. So you're getting an answer of 229.6 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So you're expressing the molar conductance value in this unit. Now in terms of meter, see, rho is equal to RA by L. Substitute the R value and area value, but take the area value in meter, into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square, divided by length was given in centimeter, 50 centimeter, convert it into meter, 0.5 meter. So you should have everything in meter. Convert all the centimeters into meters. And now you're getting an answer 87.135 into 10 to the power minus 2 ohm meter. Or you can write this as ohm centimeter. At that time you will not write this 10 power minus. So just now we have seen. And now coming to kappa, molar, this is conductivity. Conductivity is equal to reciprocal of resistivity, 1 by rho, which is equal to 1 divided by this value. So you are getting this 10 power minus 2, when it goes here becomes 100. So 100 divided by 87.135. You get an answer of 1.148 Simon meter inverse. There we got Simon centimeter inverse. You're getting Simon meter inverse for kappa. Now come back to molar conductance. Molar conductance is equal to kappa by C, 1.148 by 50. What is 50? Actually we have 0.05 mole liter inverse. And you know, when you want the values in meter, then we will divide it by 1000. So kappa by C into 1000. So you get 50 here. So the answer is 229.6 into 10 to the power minus 4 Simon meter square mole inverse. So you do this calculation and you will get this value. So you have to remember all this formulae and the units and the factors used for unit conversion, so that you would end up with the right answer. Thank you.